a luminary in Dr. Priyanjan Trivedi, whom we heard. We have Acharya Lokesh Muniji. Not only that he talks about peace, but I think Sarva Dharma Sambhav is a theme that he practices. We had Mr. Engil Ra from South Korea, Masterji, Professor Ajay Kumar Dubeji, and of course Ambassador Gurjeet, who is sitting just next to me. I've had the pleasure of seeing him while I was part of MA, so he's a known face. Let me say that what Engil Ra said, I was witness to the visit of South Korean President in 2018, and his wife visited Ayodhya, and that is the time we inaugurated a memorial there, which is now been converted into a nice park, and I was amazed at the feelings that the president's wife had. She was on time for all the functions, and every function was, there were many functions, and she ensured she was dressed in Indian costume. Something which shows the love and feeling that they have for a country with whom there is a centuries-old relationship. And I think that is the essence of what we are talking today. How do we develop these feelings? How do we develop the relationship? And how do we translate them into peace? And I'll come to that later. And peace is something which we need to actually think about it more seriously. We talk of peace, we talk of growth, we talk of security. And these three words, are they sequential? Please think about it. Do they go together? Do they help each other? Or is it necessary that if we want one, we have to rely on the other? Do they actually lead to peace, or peace becomes a byproduct? I think something which we need to think of if we really want to understand how things are. Because peace has been in many places, growth has been in many places, for security was not there or security was demanded. It created its own separate tensions and dynamics. We need to be practical on how these three words will go, interplay, and how we can use them to ensure that our aim of world peace, a world at peace with each other, a world which promotes growth amongst each other and is able to overcome the pressures of competitiveness. I think those are some things which we need to keep at the back of our mind. The Indo-Pacific region has been in use for many reasons, because of the strategic importance, because of the resources that are present there, because of the economies that house in this region, because of the resources that are available, and because of the very large population of the world that lives there. And all these make this a very important region which has to have those three words that I spoke of to ensure that it can progress and it becomes an example for the rest of the world, for the world's growth, world's attainment of sustainability, world's attainment of all the SDGs that are there, maybe all these will come up when this particular part of the world is progressing and is together. Today when you look at it, it is the economic powerhouse. All the maritime trade routes, large maritime trade routes go through here. Some talk of almost 60% of trade going through this region. And of course, there are geopolitical tensions in this area for many reasons. We are all aware of. How will they go down? How will this competitiveness that is persisting or claims and counterclaims that are persisting, how do we subdue these? Without subduing these or without overcoming this, there can be no peace. And how do we counterbalance these so that, except for the claimants, the rest can go together? We have great amount of resource wealth in this area, and India, because of its position, because of its size, because of its population, because of its philosophy, because of its spiritual strength, if I can say that, has a very, very important role in this region called Indo-Pacific. And I think it is the role of India that can make a difference in how we are able to smoothen out the various fissures that exist at the moment. Many things have come where the security is concerned. You have the Quad, you have the Indian Ocean Rim Association, you have ASEAN centrality in this area. You have got the IPOI, the Indian Pacific Ocean Initiative. We also have professed our own thing which our Honorable Prime Minister talked of, Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. A very wide philosophy. If that is what is followed by everybody, maybe we will have peace. If it is followed by everybody, we will have more cooperation amongst each other. Now, those, along with the type of geopolitical competitiveness and claims that exist in the area, have to be understood. Interplay of that on peace has to be understood, and what can be done, therefore, to bring about peace has to be understood. And that's something I think I'll leave it for the many sessions that you people are going to have. They're very interesting ones, as I saw with the various subjects that have been chosen. And I think more people will be able to talk out there, because here only the people sitting on the stage speak and others listen. We have, as a country, as part of Indo-Pacific, our own concerns. We have expanding influence of some of our neighbors. We have non-traditional security threats. Piracy, not that much, but it is still there. We have illegal actions which degrade the environmental resources. There are, I can say, economic constraints with large number of countries which form part of this large area called Indo-Pacific. And we have technology and cyber security threats. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say that today, technologically, there are two things which are coming on the horizon. They are already with us. I think we need to look at those seriously. One is artificial intelligence, and the other is biotechnology or synthetic biology. both these will have profound impact on how the world will shape. Both will have profound impact on the growth trajectories that we will attain. Both will have profound impact on what all issues we can solve. And both will also have profound impact on how many players are created who, despite their small size, will be able to attain great amount of damage. How do we actually ensure that this flood that is coming in the foreseeable future, we are able to contain it for the betterment of humanity? We are able to give it directions that it gives us all the advantages, and we are not overtaken by this deluge, and then we do not find the answers for it. It is nothing like what has happened before. Whatever growth with technology that we have created, these two are going to have much more impact than what has ever been there before. And I think we need to look at these seriously, invest in them judiciously, and ensure that we are there with checks and balances so that we can attain this utopian aim that we have of global peace. These two can prove to be great disruptors too. We have a challenge. We have had countries which have entered into security agreements, security bilaterals, security agreements within the region. There are some who are outside this. There are some who look at their own geopolitical advantages. In this comes the challenge for global peace in the region. And I think if we are not thinking of the grassroots level, we might be overtaken by the events. We need to work out our own systems in a manner in which this region becomes an area of peace. Otherwise, we'll have problems. And competitiveness is ingrained feature. And I'll just give you a small example. Put two children together. Ask one child to do a standing broad jump. Don't tell him or her that you are going to get a prize. Just jump. Ask the second child to do it. The second child will jump more than the first one. And if you ask the second child, why did you do this? Well, I wanted to cross this child. Competitiveness is embedded in us. And this competitiveness is seen as a part of each nation because each nation has its own individuality. And therefore, this competitiveness will always be there, and this is something which we have to cater for in our equations if we want peace. Otherwise, you will always find that there's somebody who's wanting more land, who's wanting more resources, who's wanting bigger weapons, who's wanting more influence, who's wanting more subjugation of the area. How do we reconcile it with peace? Peace has its own benefits, and I think as people who are sitting here, you've heard very wise words so far. Without peace, nothing is going to come. Without that feeling of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, that the whole world is a family, the world is not going to go forward. Otherwise, we'll be pulling each other back. And hence, the need for more such dialogues, more such forums, more such ideas percolating to everybody, more and more proliferation of these ideas so that mentally we can ensure that everybody is on the same plane. I think that is the time we will all be able to say that there would be peace. And that is the time that we would be able to say that I think we can trust each other, because without trust, nothing will happen. With these words, let me thank Markandeji. Let me thank each and everybody who's here on the stage and each and everybody who's present here. It's been a pleasure to be here and to listen to what all is happening in the real world and what needs to be done so that we all can be part of this great drive of global peace. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.